Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Monday Morning Coffee with Christine. Read, watch, listen. Filming here at Pop 54 Art Gallery. My recommendation for a read this week is Carry On Warrior by Glennon Doyle Melton. I read this book a while back, but I had the pleasure recently of hearing her speak live at the Changing the Odds conference for the Momentous Institute. And she was introduced as a truth teller. I loved that so much because that's exactly what she does. She doesn't try to pretend that life is easy and everything is beautiful and Facebooky. She talks about the dark places, but how it's okay to be in the dark places, knowing that eventually you'll climb out. I love what she had to say at that conference. I love the book. But at the conference, she said, I just wish people would be honest and admit that marriage is not like a Disney movie and childhood is not like a diaper commercial. She's really, really funny and really real. And what I love about her storytelling and what she says is that it kind of gives everyone else permission to be real too. It kind of makes you feel like, wow, I can say when I'm tired. I can say when things aren't going well. I can say when somebody pisses me off. And it's really the right thing to do, not the wrong thing to do. There's one thing in her book that I have shared a whole bunch, and it's about something that she said to her son. I know that a lot of people struggle with the religions that they were raised in. They were told sometimes that that's the only way to think. And if they heard other things that kind of resonated, or if they just thought things themselves that kind of weren't under the religion, they kind of don't know what to do with that. So here she was, raised a Christian, believes in Christianity, but not necessarily all parts of it. So what does she do with her kids? She wondered to herself. Here's what she came up with. She decided that she would tell them, listen, anything in the Bible that has anything to do with mercy was probably written by God. Anything in there that has anything to do with judgment was probably written by man. I love that because I believe that our God is a loving God, and I don't believe that there's anyone on this planet who's not deserving of that love. And that is Carry On Warrior by Glennon Doyle Melton. Read it. And now my recommendation for this week's movie. Nobody saw this movie, which is why I'm talking about it, because everybody should see this movie. It's Locke. That's L-O-C-K-E. And it stars Tom Hardy. Yeah, he's super sexy, but that's not why I'm recommending this movie. Here's why I'm recommending this movie. It shows how great storytelling, told in a really creative way, can be done with a little bit of money and be totally entertaining throughout the whole thing. There is one guy in this whole movie. And yeah, I know that was true of Castaway and it's been done before, but he's in a car during the whole movie. One guy in a car. I was never bored. I was never taken out of the movie. I loved every minute of it, and I just think that's damn interesting. So if you have a minute, go watch the movie Locke, L-O-C-K, with Tom Hardy. And now for this week's listen. It's Texas on My Mind by Django Walker. No, not Pat Green. Yeah, Pat Green's the one that made it famous. Django Walker's the guy that wrote it. He's an amazing storyteller. He's an amazing songwriter. Went to Nashville for a while. Recently came back to Dallas. I had the pleasure of seeing him on a stage for the first time in 5 years as he was opening for his father, Jerry Jeff Walker. That's right. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Crazy talented guy. Really enjoyed him up there on the stage, just him and a guitar singing. It happened to be Texas OU weekend, and evidently he went to Texas, and evidently he has a bunch of songs that everybody knows the words to about your blood running burnt orange. Got everybody all riled up. But it was such a pleasure to see this young man just telling it like it is, just bearing his soul on a stage with just him and a guitar for the first time in a while. I look forward to seeing him around for a bit. And hey, welcome home, Django. I will see you all next week.